Growing older, it's inevitable. But feeling older, looking older, becoming less independent, that's optional. And as I turn 60 next month, I am here to prove it. DebZionJohnson, my corporate America background is as a paralegal. I have literally spent decades certified as a paralegal working in litigation, but health and wellness has really always been my passion. Some of you know my mom is a double board certified naturopathic doctor. She's practiced here in Greeley for over 25 years. So I got a first-hand seat to natural medicine, all things holistic and non-invasive. And Mom didn't just tell me about all things natural. She taught me by living that lifestyle. Our family lives that holistic, natural, non-invasive lifestyle. I've been blessed for years to tag along with her to her favorite conference in Loveland. It's called Back to School for Doctors. And so I got to sit there in the front row firsthand with her and absorb all of that information that they were giving their doctors. And I've been blessed to do that year in and year out. I got to absorb a lot of information. Somewhere along the line, I became completely obsessed with doing all things natural. I got certified as a ketone optimization coach. I have attended Keto Academy many times. I'm currently working on obtaining an additional certification in nutrition, and I just came back from Dallas because I am blessed to be part of a group of about 5,000 of us who are beta testing a new technology that's going to roll out. The new technology is called Protocol. It's been in the works for over a decade. Millions and millions of dollars have been poured into it. And what we are going to do is we are going to let the world at home painless blood test 87 biomarkers, and based on those real-time results, the technology is going to give you suggestions as to what to do, coach you what to do. We're going to tell you what supplements you may need, what exercise you need to do. We have a whole list of biohacks to incorporate. As I'm beta testing it, the biohacks I picked were rebounding and journaling in my gratitude journal every day and wearing my blue light blocking glasses. But there's a whole list of those things you can biohack. As you all know, I'm a raving fan of those ketones, and we have discovered a new ketone. The whole level of the ketones is getting upgraded, and we have another baseline product called Protocol that we are going to, it's all about anti-aging. It's every single thing that you could need for anti-aging. I work with a naturopathic doctor in Portugal, and she told me if this wasn't ours, I'd be recommending it to all my clients anyway. It's amazing. So quite simply, the mission is help people find natural solutions to optimize their health so they can live out their God-given purpose. That is the mission, and I could not be more excited about it in this journey and new season that I am in my life. So according to your handout that I gave you, and you may want to take some notes, we're going to go over 6 age well essentials. The first one I want to talk about is protein. I can tell you, having been peripherally involved with Mom's practice all these years, nobody gets enough protein. I'm trying to eat carnivore to manage a silly type 1 diabetic diagnosis. I'm not getting enough protein, and I love meat. It is hard to get that without supplementing. My training as a certified ketone optimization coach is that we need 0.8 grams of protein per our ideal weight. And that's for someone who's, I would say, minimally active. That's at a minimal level. If you're someone who's super active, the requirement goes up from there. So it's going to be I think I can generally say that most people need to be shooting for 100 grams of protein a day, and you would start by breaking that down into 30 grams of protein a meal. So 2, let's talk about strength. About 3 or 4 years ago, I was doing some continuing ed with a doctor in the UK, Dr. Brandon, and I came out of that training with the epiphany that I had to start doing resistance training and lifting some weights. I was 57 when I went to that training, and I was the girl, give me some good 70s and 80s rock and roll, and I could get on the treadmill for an hour and a half. And that was all I was doing. And I was like, man, if I want to maintain my independence, I have got to start lifting. So strength training is just, we have to do it if you're going to age well. Another reason we want to strength train is it boosts our metabolism. It also, and something near and dear to my heart, it helps with blood glucose management. I mean, there are a lot of reasons to be doing some strength training. So if you're not, get with it. Number 3, sleep. In these years that I have been in this realm of health and fitness, I realized that people don't take sleep very serious. It's when our body heals and repairs. We have got to get that good sleep. And you know, a big part of the, particularly women that I work with, they come and they start drinking, which there's a million other reasons to drink ketones besides fat loss, but they come for the fat loss. And they're sleeping 4 to 5 hours a night, maybe. And it's probably not good sleep. So some tips I want to share about how we can get a good night's sleep. And the first one, I am preaching to the choir. Turn that screen off an hour before bedtime. Another idea, which I just came across this as I was studying a couple of weeks ago, it said to begin to dim the lights in our home 60 to 90 minutes before we're going to go to bed. That there's something about that that triggers the body to begin to release melatonin, which is our natural sleep hormone. The other thing, that's an easy one, is the room needs to be cool if we're going to get a good night's sleep. It's recommended 60 to 67 degrees. The next thing I'm going to talk about is grip strength. I was doing some other training, continuing ed on my certification, and the man that was training us, who works with Olympic athletes, said to us, what do you guys think, to all the coaches? He said, what are the 2 main things you think goes along and correlates with longevity? I was like, lifting! I was wrong. 2 of the top things that go with longevity are 1, grip strength, and 2, our social connections. So a few ideas about how to work on your grip strength. And I have incorporated all of these. 1 is the farmer's carry. You guys know what the farmer's carry is?
Pick up a gallon of milk.
When you can use dumbbells or kettlebells, or I guess your groceries, but you want to grip something heavy enough that it's not going to collapse your frame. You want to start, straight up, shoulders back, eyes forward, core engaged, and take deliberate steps. I see people doing this at the gym, but I didn't know it was the farmer's carry. They're walking around the track, walking like this. So that's one thing you can do. Another thing you can do is get hand grips. And you would grip those 25 to 30 times. You want to do that in 2 to 3 rounds. And I think you only want to do it around 3 times a week, because this forearm and the hands have got to have time to recover. That's another way we can work on our grip strength. Probably my favorite, which I incorporated when I got this challenge the beginning of July, is to dead hang. I remember several years ago we had gone on a trip and we were doing some kind of an obstacle course across the pool. And I was like, oh, I got this. I mean, guys, I went up there, grabbed onto that very first part of the obstacle course, and I went in the water like that. I mean, I did not have, and I was probably in my late 30s, maybe early 40s when I did that. I had no grip strength. So when I started doing it, I could hang for about 15 seconds. I'm shooting for a minute, and now I am up to, I did 40 seconds on Saturday. You know, and it's easy. It doesn't take any expensive equipment. You just gotta find some place to hang, be able to get up there. I have to take a little chair with me to the park when I'm at Grant's so I can get up on the monkey bars. But it's a great way to, and a fun way to improve your grip strength. So that's important. Let's see. I'm gonna tell you a funny story. Next thing I wanna talk about, which I've been doing, and I think it's a lot of fun, is sprinting. And of course, you've got to be physically able to do this. I would suggest you ask your doctor if it's okay for you to sprint. But it is a blast. So before I started doing it, I asked my chiropractor if I could sprint. And I hope this really makes you laugh. This is what she said to me. She said, yes, it is totally fine if you want to sprint. I think it's great. You can do it braless, but do it in a good pair of New Balance or Brooks. She's funny. We've been seeing her a long time and we appreciate her. So sprint if you're able, but I would check with your doctor and make sure that you are physically able to do this. I wouldn't just go and try and do it. I think you wouldn't want to do that. Last thing, social connection. Some ways we can connect socially. Just call a friend and have coffee. I texted Chelsea last night. I said, Tony says we need to be friends. Let's go to coffee. We can volunteer. It's a great way. And by the way, the Guild is looking for members. So y'all come on to support the most amazing orchestra west of the Mississippi. You know, volunteer is a way to connect. Really has a million community events going on. We've got something we can do all the time. And how often do we call our family just to tell them not optimal news that they think they need to know? Let's call our family and check in, maybe once a month, just to connect. I think half of the battle to this aging strong is knowing what to do. The second part of it is taking action. So what I'm gonna do this morning is I'm gonna challenge each and every one of you to pick just one of these things that I have talked about, and I want you to implement it over the next 30 days, and I want you to commit to be completely consistent. Start trying to get 30 grams of protein at a meal. Do something, anything, to begin to build your strength. Decide how you're gonna connect more socially. Aging strong is not going to just happen by accident. We are going to have to make day in and day out decisions to age strong. So let's make that the norm.